Okay, let's dive in. We're looking at hair growth ingredients today, and it's this really weird paradox, isn't it? You've got cutting-edge science meeting some, well, let's just say questionable business practices.
Yeah, it's fascinating. We're talking about copper peptides, CPs, for hair growth.
Yeah.
And the science, it's actually real. It works. But the way some brands are selling it is peak chaos.
Right. And we should say up front, the sources show CPs can genuinely stimulate follicles, boost blood flow.
And reduce shedding.
Yeah,
The
you said
data's
it?
pretty compelling.
Yeah, I mean, one source mentioned a 26 to 50% improvement in hair growth. That's significant.
And another showed, get this, a 93% drop in hair shedding after about 150 days.
93%. So, okay, the science is definitely there. The ingredient itself sounds really promising.
It absolutely deserves respect based on the clinical evidence. No question about the potential of copper peptides themselves.
But then there's the execution. This is where it gets murky. We looked into a brand, Hoegoa, and you dig a little deeper past the ads and find out they're basically a wholesale operation, selling bottles on Alibaba for what, under $3?
Yeah, less than $3 a bottle. It's the classic drop shipping playbook.
Okay, explain that. What is the dropshipping playbook in this context?
Well, they find a generic wholesale product,
Mm,
probably made super cheaply. They slap their own fancy label on it, maybe call it Serum or Hoegoa.
right, make it sound premium.
Exactly. Then they market it hard as this revolutionary serum, but they just fulfill orders using whatever cheap wholesale stock they sourced. The profit margin is huge because the actual product cost is tiny.
Which leads right to these bait and switch complaints we saw. People thought they ordered Serum scalp serum.
Because that's what the ads showed.
Yeah, same photos, everything. But then a bottle labeled Hoegoa shows up. Totally different brand name. One reviewer just flat out said they felt scammed.
And this really highlights the danger of what we call formulation opacity. It's about what's actually in the bottle, and crucially, how much.
Okay, so why does that matter so much if the ingredient, copper peptides, is listed?
Because concentration is everything. It matters tremendously. The clinical trials showing those amazing results, they use specific therapeutic doses. Often that's maybe 1% concentration, sometimes more.
Which costs more to produce, presumably.
Way more. So if a wholesaler is selling it for under $3, the odds are incredibly high that you're not getting that 1%. You might be getting like 0.001%.
Just enough to legally put copper peptides on the ingredient list.
Precisely. It's technically in there, but it's just a trace amount. It's not the therapeutic dose shown to work in studies.
So without any real transparency or, say, third-party testing, you're basically gambling. You're hoping you get the real dose, but you might just be getting expensive water with a fancy label.
You're gambling on your scalp, essentially. And the frustrating thing is there are legitimate brands out there. Established companies that make copper peptide serums are transparent about their formulations and have quality control.
So why risk it with these mystery brands playing musical chairs with their names? It doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't. The core ingredient science is solid, but Hoegoa's execution, it feels criminally questionable with the bait and switch and the wholesale pricing.
They're riding the coattails of good science, but likely not delivering the actual goods.
That's the concern. It really undermines consumer trust.
So the big takeaway for you listening, the ingredient, copper peptides, it works. But you've got to be incredibly careful about who you buy it from.
Yeah, skip the chaos. Look for brands that are transparent, that tell you the concentration, that don't suddenly change their name when the package arrives.
Find someone who actually respects the science enough to deliver the real thing.
Exactly. You deserve the product that the research actually supports.
Which leaves us with kind of a provocative thought, doesn't it? If these effective clinical doses need specific percentages, and the cheap wholesale model relies on using just trace amounts, how much of the market is just buying based on marketing hype? How many people assume that any amount of the magic ingredient listed is going to work just as well as the doses used in the studies? Something to think about.